Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to Saturday Sanga. And welcome to each and every one of you in all the different places you are. Let's begin with pranati. Shall we? Yeah. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tang Sajevam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitangscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Itinami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaudavani Prachadine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatari Vancha Kalpatarupasa Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagat Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And here is a verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita glorifying Haridas Thakur. Would you like to learn this verse? It's a verse in Bhańga Bhasha. The first line goes, Jaya 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 Haridasa. Jaya 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 Haridasa. Namer Mahima Korila Prakasha. Namer Mahima Jenha Korila Prakasha. All glories to Haridas Thakur, who revealed the importance of chanting the holy name of the Lord. This is Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila, chapter 11, verse 99. So, Namher Mahima. Mahima means glory, or here it's translated as importance. And so importance, what importance? Importance of the name, Namher, of the name, and Korila Prakasha. Prakasha means revelation or appearance, manifestation, like that. And Korila is past tense of karna, to act, to do, to be, to make. So he made the manifestation of the glory of the name. Jenha, he who, it's by him. Right. Okay. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur. Ki jai. Jaya Jaya Haridasa. Jaya 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 Haridasa. 3 times. So, okay, on this interesting sunny day just after snow, actually, did you know that the sun is always shining, whether or not we see it? Sometimes we say the sun is shining, as if the sun is not always shining, but it's always shining. Think about that. Okay. Yeah, that's something to think about. Right, let's jump into our song of Srila Narottama Das Thakur, continuing with song number 2 of Prema Bhakti Candrika. And we'll make it visible. Okay. And we've gone through the first 10 verses, and so we're halfway. And before we continue, though, let's remember verses 9 and 10. Kāma, krodha, lobha, moha. That's a mistake there with a W in it. Mada, matsarja, damba, saha, stane, stane, nijukta, koribo. Ananda, kori hridoy, ripu kori, parajoy, anayase govinda, bhajibo. I will chant bhajibo, or I will worship Govinda. And kāma, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, and damba. What is damba? Pride. Together with pride, stane, stane, niyukta, koribo. I will engage them, niyukta. Stane, stane, in appropriate places, appropriate positions. Ananda kori horoy, making bliss in the heart. Ripu kori, parajoy, the enemy, I will make go away, para joy, anayas and anayase Govinda Bhajivo. I will worship Govinda as a result, or following that, maybe. Okay, then verse 10, this is interesting. Krishna seva kāmarpana, krodha bhakta dveshi jane, loba sadhu shange harikatha. So kāma is a problem in the material world, but kāma arpana, the offering of kāma, in Krishna seva, that's what he's proposing. What about krodha? Bhakti dveshi jane, I will apply it to those who are against, who are inimical to the bhaktas. Krodha, bhakta dveshi jane, lobha, sadhu shange harikatha, and greed, no problem. I will be greedy for harikatha in the association of sadhus. So kāma is not a problem, krodha is not a problem, and lobha is not a problem when they're engaged in these ways. What about moha? Bewilderment. Ishta labha bine. Bine is when there is not. So when I am not lab, getting, ishta, my Lord, then I will be moha. Then I will be bewildered. Okay, so that's not a problem. What about mada? Mada can mean something like madness, bewilderment, confusion. Mada Krishna guna gane. When singing gana, the gunas, the qualities, the virtues of Krishna, I will be mad in devotion. Niyukta karibo jata tata. I will do this niyukta, this connection, jata tata, in appropriate ways, you could say, according to the situation. Okay, then we have 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And, okay. Anyathā svatantra kāma anarthādi jarodam Bhakti pathe sadā deya bhańga kibā se korite pāre kāma krodha sādhakere jadi hoy sadhu janāra Sanga. And translation, if lust is not controlled, then it becomes the breeding ground for a host of vices, anarthā, and checks one's advancement path of devotional service. Bhakti pathe, the path of bhakti, sadā, deya, bhańga. Bhańga means broken. Yeah, like tree bhańga. Well, it can mean bent. So Krishna is bent in 3 ways. In his famous pose when he's playing his flute. So bhańga, anyathā, svatantra calm. Svatantra means independent. So when kāma is not under the control of a superior, ultimately Krishna, and then anarthādi, etc. Anartha, that which is not beneficial, anartha, etc. Adi, or literally beginning with anartha. Jardam. I don't know quite how dam is used here. The translation says it becomes a breeding ground for a host. Yeah, okay. Dhāma, I guess, in this sense, like a breeding ground, like a place where, bacteria are growing because it's very warm or something. Kibā se korite pāre. However, if one stays in the association of saintly devotees, then that association will carry him beyond the influence of lust, anger, and their friends. Kibā se korite pāre, kam krodha sādhakere. Chadi hoy sadhu janāra Sanga. And then there's a question mark there. Anyway, Chadi hoy, if there is the association, the Sanga, of the people, janāra, who are sadhus, sadhu janāra Sanga. And then I guess, maybe it's like a rhetorical question, kibā, which I think is from the Sanskrit kimva, which means something like or else. Maybe it can be like a question. Kimva se korite pāre, going beyond pāre, this kāma krodha sādhakere, sadhaka. I don't know exactly how that works, but let's keep going. Krodha va na kore kibā. Krodha tyag sadā dibā. Lobha moha to katana. I shall not become angry. I shall renounce anger. I shall become free from my 6 enemies, such as greed and bewilderment. Krodha va na kore kibā. Krodha tyag sadā dibā. This diba, I think, is I will give. So I will always give the tyaga of krodha, maybe. And then lobha moha to katana. Katana. Then I shall control my mind and always remember Lord Krishna Chandra. Is that the one? Chai, Ripu. Okay, the 6 enemies, Shada, Hin, always without these 6 enemies, Koribo, Moner, Bin, the Bin, the subduing, the control of the mind, I will do. Krishna Chandra Korya Smaran. So And the korda, as some of you may know, is the gerund, which means having done the memory, the remembering, or it can be ongoing. So ongoing remembering Krishna Chandra. So then it's kind of implying as a result of that, Chai Ripu Sadahin, Koribo Maner being, I'll be able to control my mind because I'm always remembering Krishna Chandra. Someone may say, how can I remember Krishna Chandra? Indeed. Well, Krishna says, I am the light of the sun and the moon. You may say, well, today it's sunlight time. It's sunny now. How can I remember Krishna Chandra? That's okay. You can remember Krishna Surya. Apani palabe shoda shunya govinda roba singharave jeno korigana. Apani. When lust and his friends hear the word Govinda, Shunya Govinda Rabba, they immediately begin to flee. Let's see. Rabba, I would think it means sound, but they begin to flee as a herd of elephants flees when it hears a lion's roar. Yes, Singharabe. Okay, I was right. Karigan. Karigana must mean elephants. And apani palabe shaba, shobo. Soba would be always. When lust and his friends hear the word Govinda, they immediately begin to flee. No, I don't quite know how that's working. Apani, I think, means oneself. Okay. Shakala vipatti jabe, jabe, mahananda sukha pave, jar hoy ekanta bhaja. If one engages in single-pointed devotional service to Lord Krishna, ekanta bhajana, then the worshipper attains transcendental bliss, mahananda sukha pave, and all kinds of calamities flee from him. All kinds of calamities. Vipatti is calamity. Shakala vipatti jabe. Mahananda sukha pave. Jar hoy ekanta bhajana. Yeah. Yeah, we were listening to Hari Parshad Prabhu's Shikshashtaka lectures online. He's giving very, very detailed explanations of the 8 verses of Shikshastakam. I don't know how many lectures it's going to be. We've been listening to lecture number 7, and he's still in the first verse, Cheto Darpana Marjanam, and he's not quite halfway finished. Anyway, the point is he's been explaining about Bhavamahadavani Nirvapanam, this removal of the great forest fire of material existence, and how it is removing all kinds of karma aprarabdha, prarabdha, sanchita, and so on. Okay, na koriho asacheshta, labha-puja pratishta, sadā chinta govinda chara. Shakala vipatti jave. Oh, it's repeating that line. Shakala vipatti jave, mahananda sukha bhave, prema bhakti parama karana. Na koriho asacheshta. He translates, don't sin. Take no interest in profit, adoration, and distinction. Shadachinta. Kariho. Yeah, I guess it is imperative. Kariho, I think it's a kind of extension of koro. Na koro, don't do it. And then chitta is also imperative. Sada chinta, Govinda Charan. Don't sin, take no interest in profit, adoration, and distinction. Instead, meditate on the lotus feet of Lord Govinda Charan. In this way, all sufferings will go far away. Shakal vipatti jave. And transcendental bliss and pure love for Lord Krishna will spontaneously come. Wow. Mahananda sukha bhave, great joy. So it's not just sukha, it's not just ananda sukha, it's maha ananda sukha. Great joy. Prema bhakti parama karana. Karana, it's not karuna, it's karana, which means the cause, no? Okay, 15. Asat kriya kutinati chado anna paripati anna deve nakari horati apana apana sthane piriti shabhai thane bhaktane bhakti pathe pāre vigati. Give up the association of the impious non-devotees, asat priya kutinati chado anya paripati. Give up the tendency to find fault in others. Let's see, chado, anya is others, paripati. I think this would be like paripatins. So give up seeing others as, I don't know this word pata with the retroflex T. Anyway, something to do with fault finding. Anya devi, and then or demigods. Anya devi, nakoriho rati. If one takes to the worship of the demigods, he is deviated from the path of devotion. Apan stane piriti shabai tane bhakti pathe pāre vigati. So vigati, I think, is There's gati and there's vigati. Gati is the path, the way, can also mean the goal. And vigati is the opposite of that. Okay. So we could try singing this, but first we have to stop for a moment and turn original sound for musicians on, and then again share. Okay, and I would like to get this thing out of the way, but I don't know how to do it. Nope, that made it worse. Yeah. Anyway, we're okay. We have anyathā svatantra kāma is our first verse. Here we go. You have some sound maker, yes. Oops. Okay. Anyathā svatantra kāma anarthādi yāra dhāma anyathā svatantra kāma anyathādi yāra dhāma Bhakti pathe sadā deya bhańga Bhakti pathe sadā deya bhańga kibā korite pāre kāma krodha sādhakere kibā korite pāre kāma krodha sādhakere Chadi hoy sadhu janāra Sanga Chadi hoy sadā janāra Sanga krodha vana kore kibā krodha tyaga sadā deya krodha vana kore kibā krodha tyaga sadā deya lobha moha etoka tāna lobha moha etoka tāna chaya ripu sadahina koribo ma nera Chaya rupa sadahina koribo ma nera dina Krishna Chandra koriyasma Krishna Chandra apani palabhe sabha shuniya govinda rabha apani palabhe sabha shuniya govinda rabha Singa Rabe Jeno Kari Gana Singa Rabe Jeno Kari Gana Shakala Pati Jabe Mahananda Habe Shakala Pati Jabe Mahananda Sukha Habe Chara Hoy Ekanta Jana Jara Hoy Ekanta Bhajana Nakari ho Asacheshta Lava-puja Pratishta Nakari ho Asacheshta Lava-puja Pratishta Sadā Chinta Govinda Chara Sadā Chinta Govinda Chara Sakala Pati Jabe Mahananda Sukha Habe Sakala Pati Jabe Mahananda Sukha Habe Jahoy Ekanta Bhajana Jara hoy Ekanta Bhajana Nakari ho Asacheshta Lava-puja Pratishta Nakari ho Asacheshta Lava-puja Pratishta Sadā Chinta Govinda Chara Sadā Chinta Govinda Chara Shakala Pati Jabe Mahananda Sukha Habe Shakala Vipati Jabe Mahananda Sukha Habe Prema Bhakti Parama Prema Bhakti Parama asatriya kutinati chado asatriya kutinati chado anna paripati anna deve nakariha rati Anya deve nakariha rati apana stane piriti sabaitane apana stane piriti sabaitane bhakti pathe padaye vingati bhakti pathe padaye vingati Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Bol Hare Bol Hare Bol Hare Bol Nitai Bol Okay, we're 3/4 of the way through the song. And we're getting lots of good, solid wisdom from Srila Narottama Thakura, whose story, whose history, let us read something briefly. Here. Okay, now Narottama Thakur has been in a place called Kantanagar, the place of Keshava Bharati, better known in modern times as Katwa. So this is where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Sri Keshava Bharati and received the formal ritual of sannyas was performed as the barber, with tears in his eyes, shaved Mahaprabhu, his beautiful long hair. Let's see, it says, Das Gadadhar's deity of Gauranga was there. Now, we'll come back to Gadadhar Das. We have some more about Gadadhar Das. This is not Gadadhar Pandit. This is Gadadhar Das, who was very dear to Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu. Okay, one devotee, who is this now? Yadunandan Chakravarti, perhaps, is taking Narottam to Das Gadadhar, who is sitting alone with dust all over his body. His closed eyes continuously shed tears. Merged in thoughts of Sri Gaurahari, he sighed heavily and repeatedly uttered, Hari, Hari. At an opportune moment, at a favorable moment, Yadunandan said quietly, Narottama has come from Kshetra. As Bengalis would say, not Kshetra, but Ketra. Yeah, Srila Prabhupada told me my name. Your name is Krishna Kshetra Das. As soon as the name of Narottama entered his ears, Sri Gadadhar opened his eyes, crying loudly. With outstretched hands, he embraced Narottama, soaking him with his tears. Narottama touched the feet of Gadadhar and reported everything to him about his recent travels. Blessing Narottama, Sri Gadadhar said, all your desires will be fulfilled. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will definitely dance along with your kirtan. Remember, Narottama has received an instruction to establish kirtan with his special style of kirtan. Now you should go to Khetri and distribute love of God to the people there. So he's confirming Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction. Go back to Khetri. Khetri is his home village in present-day Bangladesh on the bank of the Padma River, which is, well, it's the Ganga, really. Although, I don't know, it's in my mind, it's said that generally the Padma, unlike the Ganga, is not considered auspicious in the way that the Ganga is. I don't know. Okay, little about Gadadhar Das. Would you like to hear about Gadadhar Das? No?
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
I heard a faint voice.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Yes, okay. Just have to check. Okay, let's close this. Okay. First, we have two verses from the Gaur Ganodesha Deepika. So we're going to get his identity in Krishna Lila. Radha Vibhuti Rupa Jaha Chandrakanti Pura Stita Sadhya Gauranga Nikate Dasa Vamsho Gadadhara Ananda Vrajayasit Baladeva Priyagrani Sapi Saapi Karyavash Ad Eva Pravishat Tung Gadadharam. So listen carefully. This is interesting. She who, during Krishna's incarnation, was Chandrakanti. the manifestation of Radharani's opulence has become Gadadhar Das by Gauranga's side. Balaram's beloved Purnananda has also entered into him for some special purpose. Okay, so we may feel like we need some explanation of that. And fortunately, we have from Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. He says, he is Srimati Radharani's effulgence. So there's Gadadhar Pandit, who is identified with Srimati Radharani, but here's Gadadhar Das, and he is identified as the effulgence of Radharani. Just as Srila Gadadhar Pandit Goswami is Srimati Radharani herself, so Gadadhar Das is an incarnation of her bodily luster. That's what Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur says. In the Lord's incarnation as Krishna, with the emotions and bodily luster of Srimati Radharani, he is that bodily luster. Yeah, so I think the point is when the Lord appears as Lord Chaitanya, with the emotions. So Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Ladini Shaktir Asmat. And that verse, I think, is being described here or alluded to. He is that bodily luster in Gaura Ganodesha Deepika. No, in the Gaura Ganodesha Deepika, he is said to be the manifestation of Radha's opulence. He is counted amongst the followers of both Gaura and Nityananda. As a follower of Gaura, now this is very interesting. As the follower of Gaura, he relishes the mood of conjugal love, while as a follower of Nityananda, he is in the mood of pure devotional service in friendship, etc. Although Gadadhar Das was an associate of Nityananda, his mood of friendship is not that of a cowherd boy, but is in the conjugal mood. He established the temple of Gauranga in Katwa. So that's from Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. So this is interesting to me. He seems to have two moods, but then he seems to say that it's one mood. So one mood in relation to Gauranga is a conjugal mood. With Nityananda, it's a mood of devotional service and friendship, Sakya Rasa, Sakya Bhava. But then he says his mood of friendship, Sakya Bhava, is not like Nityananda. They were all in the mood of cowherd boys. No, he's not like that. Rather, he's in the conjugal mood. Conjugal friendship, okay? And then there's much more here about Gadadhar, about where he lived. He lived in Eryadaha, which is hills north of Calcutta, on the banks of the Bhagirathi River. And in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Abhidan, that's a book, sort of like an encyclopedia, Bengali encyclopedia of Gaudiya Vaishnava lore. Yeah, so this is interesting. It is said that Gadadhar Das supervised Sachimata and Vishnupriya Devi's affairs. So when Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he left Sachimata and Vishnupriya. He left them. And so here it says that Gadadhar Das took care of them. He took care, I guess he was like a manager for them. But when they disappeared, Sachimata and Vishnupriya, what did he do? He moved to Katwa. So that's where we're meeting him now with Narottama Das Thakur. And there he established the worship of the Gauranga deity on the site where Gadadhar Das's Samadhi tomb is situated, on the grounds of the Mahaprabhu Bari temple in Katwa, where Keshava Bharati gave Mahaprabhu sannyas. I suppose we saw when we were there, but I don't remember this Samadhi. This temple is currently known as Mahaprabhur Bari in Katwa. And it says that Gadadhar Das first met Lord Chaitanya when Mahaprabhu made his first attempt to go to Vrindavan by going through Bengal. He first stopped in Shantipur, then Kumarahatta, and then went to Raghava Pandit's house in Panihati. Now, I think Panihati is also north of Calcutta, but further south from Shantipur. So what exactly his route would be. At this meeting, Mahaprabhu affectionately placed his lotus feet on Gadadhar's head. And here we have a verse from Chaitanya Bhagavata. Just the translation. When Gadadhar heard that Mahaprabhu had arrived at Raghava Pandit's house, he ran to see him. Gadadhar is extremely dear to Mahaprabhu. His body is charged with the joy of devotion. When the Lord saw the pious Gadadhar, he, that is Mahaprabhu, lifted his feet and placed them on Gadadhar's head. That's Chaitanya Bhagavata 3, 5, 92 to 94. So the third part, the Antya Kanda, chapter 5, 92 to 94. So, Sri Gadadhar Das Prabhu Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Okay, and I think we have some kind of presentation today.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Today it's a presentation of the Vyasa-puja offering of the UK yatra. So Tamal Shyam Prabhu, he will present the offering.
Okay.
So Tamal Shyam Prabhu, please.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Jai Jai.
Hare Krishna. Yes, we would like to now present the Vyasa-puja offering from all the UK devotees. And I want to say we are very grateful for everything that you do, and you're an inspiration for all of us. I think it's been a very busy year, but regardless of that, you've always been there to deliver your teachings, your wise words, and dedicate your time. So I really hope that you enjoyed the offering, and we hope to see you again soon as well.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, happy Vyasa-puja, greetings from New Delhi, from British High Commission in New Delhi. Simple few thoughts about what is very important for me in the way how you basically lead us through the life, how you lead me through the life. Very simple message. You show how to practice spirituality without stupidity. Spiritual life can be sold and packaged in various different ways, even within our own internal society of ISKCON. You have always throughout all these years portrayed how to be balanced, how to address personal needs, professional needs, family needs and spiritual needs. So I've practiced Krishna consciousness as a child, as a teenager, as a young adult, now as a maturing person, and you've always been there for me, and you've always had a very balanced approach to any stage of my life that I've practiced as a devotee. And I'm very grateful for this, very grateful for this balanced approach, which kept me at bay, which kept me in a good moral compass, which have kept me healthy in spiritual consciousness, in Krishna consciousness, and also helped me to develop professionally and as a person. So thank you very much for that. That definitely means a lot to me. Hare Krishna.
Dear Guru Maharaj, Hare Dhamma Savanadas, Hare Krishna, happy birthday, happy Vyasa-puja. After such a long time, you found me in this material world. Don't let me go. And I promise you, I'll do the same for you. I'll never lose you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I wanted to wish you a very happy birthday. I hope you have success in your future projects. I hope your health prospers and may you experience lots of joy on this very special day. I wanted to thank you for being the divine light in my life, and that light has been especially prominent in this past year. I am eternally grateful for you accepting me as your disciple and for my initiation. It has definitely made a big difference in my life, and I feel like I've done a lot of spiritual progress since then. I listen to your lectures regularly, and every time I listen to them, I learn something new. I also engage in regular service at the Soho Temple, and under your guidance and your mercy, I hope to make a lot more progress in the future. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj.
Guru Maharaj, on this auspicious day of your appearance, I humbly offer my gratitude and best wishes to you. You have been a guiding light in my life, illuminating the path with wisdom, compassion, and divine inspiration. Your teaching have not only transformed my understanding, but also touched very core of my being, awakening a connection with the eternal truth. Your presence is a blessing beyond measure, and I'm eternally grateful to walk this path under your guidance. On this special day, I pray that your life continues to be filled with joy, good health, and the unending mercy of Shri Radha and Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Haribol.
Haribol.
Name Om Vishnu Padhaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatdesh Tarine Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna, my Shraddhanjali to my Guru Maharaj. My Guru Maharaj is our most humble and deeply merciful spiritual master of us all as his most cherished disciples. As our deeply merciful, vastly knowledgeable of Vedas and most humble, loving Father, he helps us to immerse ourselves in pure devotional service unto the Lord, so he may grant us his pure devotional service and purify our consciousness. With compassion and with kindness, our most reverend Guru Maharaj guides us with love, with affection, through our spiritual journey unto Krishna's lotus feet. So Krishna may grant us his devotional service, and we may be always by side of our Guru Maharaj, who guides us not only day by day but every moment to do what Krishna would wish us to be doing as his disciples. Guru Maharaj, help us, Guru Maharaj, help us, give us courage, give us strength to be in the right place at the right time to do the right. Guru Maharaj, I look to you for strength on my daily life. Each day I wake up with my pranam to you. Guru Maharaj, thank you for all you mean to us, and thank you for being our most loved Father. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. My Koti Pranam.
Hare Krishna, dear Maharaj. As a token of gratitude, I've written a small poem for everything that you represent in my life, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to read it out to you. Dear Maharaj, in the garden of wisdom, you planted a seed, a flame of truth for my soul to heed. Your words, like rivers, gently flow, guiding my heart in their ceaseless glow. In darkness, your kindness became my light, a beacon of hope through the longest night. Your compassion, vast as the boundless sky, lifts my spirit, teaching it to fly. Each lesson you give, a jewel untold, crafted with divine love, more precious than gold. Your wisdom speak of life's sacred art, unfolding the truth in my heart. Through trials and storms, you stand so near, dispelling my doubt, erasing my fear. Your presence, a shelter, steady and strong, the anchor of faith that carries me along. How can mere words repay the debt? For the wisdom you passed on, I will never forget. With folded hands and a grateful heart, I offer this token, though it's just a start. Dear Maharaj, your light, your gentle grace, illuminates path towards the sacred space. May your kindness echo through eternity, blessing all souls and setting them free. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances on your special day. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the assembled devotees. I have written something for you and I hope that you like it. Hare Krishna. Dear Maharaj, just want to thank you for all the caring that you do. Prabhupada says Guru brings light, and it will be alright. You're always there to show the way. I hope you have a lovely day. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisance and all glories to Srila Prabhupada. I wish you a very happy birthday and a Vyasa-puja. I perceive you as one of Srila Prabhupada's stars, which is brightly shining and dazzling, glowing, radiant, brilliant, sparkling, glittering, gleaming, shimmering, flashing, flickering, and also existing in my little life. I pray to our dear Lord Krishna to always follow your bright light, and I pray to him that he never switches it off. Have a wonderful day, dear Guru Maharaj. Your servant.
Very nice. Thank you all. I'm from all this praise. We understand that, the praise, we pass it on to our own spiritual master. And in this way, it eventually goes to Krishna. At the same time, there's something which is retained, so to say. I think it would be how to say, if I give you a gift and you take it and say, oh, thank you, and then you give it immediately to someone else, then you might feel like, oh, wait a minute, this was for you. So I feel also obliged to accept all these gifts of good wishes and so on. Good wishes for birthday celebration. And yes, I think it's going to carry me through this next year. And so I'm very grateful. Okay. So thank you, Tamal Shyama, and thanks to all the devotees of the UK Yatra who participated. Okay. So have we finished with all of these?
No, Guru Maharaj, for today,
No?
yes, but we will continue we have also India, Slovenia, New York again, something, and I don't know, maybe someone else too. Maybe one more time we will do this.
Well, okay. This is a very long birthday party. Okay, thank you all. And now I have a little bit of show and tell. First, I have some good news, some happy news. Usually when we hear that, we think, okay, what? So when you say there's good news, that means there's going to be bad news. No, in this case, it's just good news. And that is, as most of you know, I think I've been doing a little fundraising project to make it possible to have this book, which I'm completing now, Yoga and Animal Ethics, for it to be published open access. And I can now announce that we have completed the fundraising by the generosity of so many devotees, including some of you. It's now completed. We have the complete amount, and I just wrote yesterday to the editor of the publisher who manages this animal ethics book series. I told her that we want to do an open access contract, and she said, oh, great. So that's going to be happening. And it's all because of the generosity of so many devotees. Yeah. Yeah, and this means the book will be available for anyone and everyone, completely free of charge. You'll be able to download a digital copy of the book. And I suppose you could, if you don't like to read digital things, you could get the PDF file printed out. I don't know if that would be cheaper than just buying a hard copy of the book, but anyway. So I'm just in the final stages of completing the book. We're going through it, and I finished. I wrote, actually, this may be interesting for you. I wanted to write something about vegetarianism versus veganism. And I thought how to do it in a way which will work inside in the book. And finally I decided, well, this is going to have to be what's called in English an appendix. So it's something added on at the end. And I started writing, and it didn't feel right. I couldn't, I was feeling like this is going to be it's going to be complicated to explain everything and to keep it compact and to keep it appropriate for the book and so on, which is about yoga and animal ethics. And then I had an idea, and the idea was, what if I would write it in the format of a personal resolution, like you have New Year's resolutions, but you also have formal resolutions. For example, the GBC, they make resolutions when they meet, which they make very formal, everything written out. Most devotees have no idea what the resolutions are. They're available, GBC resolutions. You can always download them from the internet. But typically, these will have sort of introductory clauses. And in English language, they'll be in the form of whereas X, Y, and Z, whereas X, A, B, and C, whereas, so making some points. And then comes, therefore, the conclusion, the resolution is such and such. So I thought, well, let me just explain why it is that I've been following what I call an ahimsa vegan diet for the last 12 years or so. You know, I thought maybe why not just be a little bit personal and open. So this is what I did. So I have, for example, the first whereas clause says, whereas I recognize my privileged economic and social position that allows me to a great extent to determine the content of my diet. So, you know, a vast number of people in the world are struggling just to get one meal a day, whatever the food is. We get different statistics, but sometimes I read something just recently that the number of people suffering from hunger and so on is reducing, or the percentage, I don't know. Anyway, so I start out by saying, I recognize I'm in a privileged position. And now for each one of these whereas clauses, I have a footnote explaining something. So in this case, for this footnote about this, my privileged position, I'll read you the footnote so you get some idea. The footnote says, for a hard-hitting, very strong analysis of the privileged position of vegan advocates in their whiteness, in other words, their racial identity, see such and such. There's an author whose last name is Polish. She shows how the predominantly white and therefore privileged vegan movement in the USA is entangled with the perpetuation of racism, often inadvertently pitting speciesism, that is, putting speciesism against racism as the more important anomaly, the more important trouble to be overcome. Modern yoga is also largely a domain dominated by privileged whiteness, with negative social and political implications accompanying good intentions. And then I refer to another scholar, Shamin Black, who, and I quote her, she says, "No practice is solely emancipatory," that is, liberating, "yet no practice is bereft of the potential to liberate. The ambivalences, the unclarities continue to shape yoga today." So I make that note to sort of indicate, look, because I'm going to also explain I'm a practitioner of Bhakti Yoga. I've been initiated into a tradition. I'm going to say all of that. But I'm saying I'm also aware of social conditions and so on, because this is something that scholars are very concerned about. Yeah, in fact, the next whereas, I say, whereas I have committed myself formally in a process of initiation to strictly follow basic yogic regulative practices based on two canonical yogic texts, namely the Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavata Purana. And then I have a footnote for that. I won't read it all for you, but just to give you an idea. So then eventually I have actually a two-part resolution. The first part says, I resolve to accept for my own nourishment any and all foods that do not contain dairy products, with one exception as follows. I think I have to reword that because I have to make sure it's clear that I don't take meat. And then I have some more whereases, and I say, I resolve that on occasion, when dairy products are certified to be from protected cows, and they have been properly consecrated as Krishna Prasad, after seeing that others are also receiving portions of this prasad, I may honor with gratitude such prasad as a form of divine grace. So within the book, I'm explaining in 2 chapters about Bhakti Yoga. I explain about prasad a little bit, but here I'm kind of specifically directing and addressing the objections to this ahimsa vegan idea. Anyway, that's what I've been working on. And then I wanted to do one show and tell book. You know, I like to show books. In this case, this was a birthday present This was the first edition of Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita. It's the abridged Bhagavad Gita as it is. And it's the first edition of Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita that I got as a new bhakta. Srila Prabhupada was not particularly happy about this. He didn't like that it was abridged, but the publisher, Macmillan, or this one I just noticed says Collier Books. I guess that's an imprint of Macmillan. Yeah, Collier Macmillan. Prabhupada was not greatly happy because it was not taking all of his purports and so on. And it doesn't have the Sanskrit and the word-for-word translations. It just has translations and purports. But it was a beginning, and so Prabhupada published it in this way. So I'm grateful to Tattvavit Das in Gdańsk. Somehow he was able to get a copy of this. And so Bhagavad Gita as it is, ki jai. And I have another, well, while I'm at it, I have two more books to show. And sometimes I don't remember if I already showed, so apologies if I have. This is an edition of Bhagavad Gita that was done by a devotee many of you will have will know, namely Sri Prahlad Prabhu. This is called Leadership Lessons from the Bhagavad Gita. Many of you will know Sri Prahlad as a wonderful kirtaniya. And in his alter ego life, he's a scholar. And for some time, he was teaching human resource management and organizational behavior at Brunel Business School, Brunel University in London. He's no longer there. He's now in New York, and I don't know if he has a teaching position again, but it's a very nice book because he's given a very nice analysis of the Bhagavad Gita in terms of leadership. And I've made use of this book, some ideas, in my book on yoga and animal ethics. It's a complete translation of the Gita. And then he inserts between a few verses some comments relating or bringing out points about leadership. And he has also notes which sometimes refer to research, empirical research on, behavior, leadership, results of different things to do with leadership. Yeah, and let me see if I can show. He has some charts in the end. Well, they may be a little hard to see, but he analyzes in quite some detail everything drawing from the Bhagavad Gita, different leadership. So that book is published by Sage Publishers, and it's called Leadership Lessons from the Bhagavad Gita. You can all become leaders reading Bhagavad Gita. And one more book I was very grateful. Soumya Karani kindly arranged to get a copy of Sri Vrindavan Mahimamrita, Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur. This has been published by Raspi Harilal and Sons in Vrindavan. And this is from Bhumipati Dasa's translation. I'm not sure, but I think he translates from a Bengali translation, or he takes help from Bengali. It's a Sanskrit work by Sri Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur, who was Gopal Bhatta Goswami's uncle, I believe. And eventually he comes to Vrindavan, he stays in Vrindavan, and he writes these, I think it's, it's a shataka. Shataka means 100, but I think it's much more than 100 verses glorifying Sri Vrindavan Dham. In fact, some of these verses show that Prabodhananda had become quite fanatical about Vrindavan. What would be a nice verse? Ihaiva Shri Radha Murali Dharanau Swarasika Sannito Bhavavishto Navanavavayo Rupa Madurao Mahapremanandon Madarasa Chamatkara Nikaro Kishoryo Tyascharya Niravadi Vajante Pranayata. Sri Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, the gopis are naturally affectionate to each other. They are in their fresh youth. They are decorated with sweet beauty, and they constantly worship Sri Radha and Muralidhara with unlimited ecstatic love. So each one of these verses, they can be like a whole vision of Vrindavan. Sri Vrindavan Dhama ki jai. Hare Krishna. What shall we do now? Suggestions? Anyone have any questions? We haven't taken questions lately. No. Gauramitra shakes his head and says, no questions. Bhagavati, you always have questions. No. All right. Well, Rasadari Hari.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, and devotees. I would like to thank all of devotees who sent their texts for the third canto.
Yeah.
And
how many do we have now?
Yeah, that is the one problem I would like to speak a little bit right now, because I thought maybe in the future, first thing is that we have a deadline like 1st of December, because so devotees are quite occupied during this, at least in the West, Christmas, the New Year period, and they are just hurried to do something. And most of the text I got on the 2nd and on the 3rd of January. The good news is that last time we have 32, 33, 34 texts 72.
72, wow.
72, I have a lot of things to do. So 72, and just coming last 2 days, I was just occupied with that. And they just, a little bit time. Maybe we have, I have some other suggestions also.
Okay.
For the
we can
writing.
Discuss.
Yeah, for the fourth canto, how to, devotees are sending in all kinds of formats and all kinds of, like that. Anyway. But good. I want to thank everyone for a lot of contribution.
Yes, my thanks also to everyone. Writing is a kind of yagya for some of us. I know it's like, we say in English, it's like pulling teeth.
Yes.
But it can also be very joyful. Ratnavali is asking, can we still send our comments? When you say comments, I don't know if you mean
text.
The reflection text.
Okay, send one day more. I mean, I have some things to do, but anyway. I even right now I got one from Brazil.
Okay.
So although it's fourth, but anyway, we can tolerate one day there. No problem. Just send as soon as possible, because it's a little bit complicated for me to. Well, it's not big deal complicated, but somehow going back always and to put in different places different texts and but anyway, it's part of the service. Just send. That's the thing.
Yeah. Okay. Our thanks to you for your working on this. This is also a big yagya.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj, for the service. I am actually done many things on my list, what we are supposed to do this year. I hope we will do it. Let's see.
Yes.
And things are not going so fast as I thought it will go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, life is like that.
Yeah, it's not going. Especially some books are very slow, and I cannot do so much about that. Anyway, I'll send you, by the way, Talavan Prabhu's ideas for the cover.
Okay.
For the third canto, how it would, and maybe we can discuss a little bit about that. And
yes.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. Vrindapati, our singer.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my obeisances.
Hare Krishna.
I have a question, please. I was going to write to you about it, but then since the question session opened, I thought I'd take the opportunity to ask it now. Maybe other people would benefit from it. So I'm a part of this group of kind of priests who learn yagyas and so many things.
Mm-hmm.
And but naturally, when you have so many kind of people who pay a lot of attention to details over many things, we erupt into a debate about something or other. And so we had a debate about whether after we leave this material body, we know that there is the option that we may come back again, into the material world. But we have this promise that if we surrender to Krishna or we're practicing Krishna consciousness, Krishna will not forget us and we will go back home, as we say, back to Godhead. So I was always under the impression that after we die, we go back to Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. And I had no two questions outside of that. That was from my reading, that was what the understanding was. But then I was having a discussion with some devotees, and they were like, no, you will probably go to some place where Krishna is performing his pastimes. And then after having a run at those pastimes, then you may go back to Goloka Vrindavan.
Having a run.
So that was new to me. I'd never heard that before, that was the case, because, I mean, from what I read from Srila Prabhupada's books, you go back home, back to Godhead, meaning you go to Goloka Vrindavan, and that's it. So please, could you clarify?
A couple of points.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily the end of what one could say. First point is we want to cultivate an interest, a desire as our primary desire, not going back to home, back to Godhead, but rather realizing Krishna Prema. And because if we have that, then we have everything else, including whenever Krishna wants back to Goloka. So I think we kind of make a mistake when we put too much emphasis on where am I going after this? Because we want our mood to be wherever Krishna wants. I'll go, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has one of his songs, let me be born in the family of devotees, even as some animal, lowly animal, and so on. So in a kind of rhetorical way, he's saying, this is what matters. So that's one side. Now, but the other point is, and if we had Hari Parshad Prabhu with us, he would immediately tell us exactly where Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says this, but he does say it somewhere, no doubt in a commentary in the 10th canto, that one takes birth in Vrindavan, in the land where Krishna is present, as I think he specifically says, from the womb of a gopi. And again, if it was Hari Parshad, because I've been watching these his talks on Shikshastakam, and he has quite a long question and answer period for each lecture. And all sorts of questions come, and for many of the questions, he says, yes, that's stated by, and then he'll share the screen of the commentary, he'll have the Sanskrit right there. He'll have everything just right. It's amazing how quickly he can access, and he knows he's walking Shastrik. So he would be a person to ask for that. My guess is also Bhakti Goswami would also know. But that's something which would kind of go counter to the idea of automatically back home, but one could also say that when we say back home, back to Godhead, there's a broader sense to it. It's not necessarily that one goes to some geographical place called Goloka Dham, Vrindavan Dham, wherever Krishna wants one to go, and that is back home, back to Godhead, because one is serving Krishna. That's
Thank you.
I hope that didn't disappoint you.
Well, I mean, if you're with Krishna, you are back home, back to Godhead, as you said.
Yeah,
If Krishna
I
is
think
there,
this
you're,
is
you know, he manifests his spiritual world with him when he comes.
yeah, exactly.
So if you're in a, you know, but it just kind of, it sounds a little bit like, well, you know, you go, you know, Krishna will come for you at the time of death. But then the idea is that aren't you supposed to be a manjari in, you know, in that mood of serving Srimati Radharani? So coming out of a lake in a manjari form, for example, and finding yourself in your Svarupa is a slightly different interpretation of this whole thing. And I think Rasoda, the Prabhu, Hari Prabhu has put from Rag Vartma Candrika, he's referenced something there. I don't know. I've never read that.
Let's see. I haven't been paying attention to the comments. Let's see. Oh, okay. Ragvartma Chandrika. Okay. Yes, thank you. I remember now. That's true. Long time ago I read that. And oh, other questions are coming. Time is short. So anyway, that's there for us to reflect on. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, he said. As Hari Parshad says, this has answered your question. Okay. Let's see, Dira Lalita has her hand up. You're still muted. There.
Can you hear me now?
Very faintly, we can hear you.
Oh, I'll try and speak louder. Can you hear me? Okay. My question is not this elevated. It's more like a confused question. I mean, the question will be clear, but I'm confused about something that I read in Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm going through now 4th canto, and I came to the one where Dhruva Maharaj, after he saw Lord Vishnu, after his 6 months meditation, Lord Vishnu touched his forehead with a conch shell, and his consciousness transformed or desire to have a position and a planet more powerful than his father and his great-grandfather, Lord Brahma.
Can you tell me the verse number?
I actually don't remember the verse. I think it's in the 9th chapter. But I wanted to ask you a question that after that, he wasn't happy. After he still felt this feelings to have revenge against his stepmother, Saruchi, who was not nice to him, and didn't let him to sit on his father's lap. So my confusion comes from when the Lord Vishnu touched his head with his conch shell, his consciousness completely transformed, and his desire to have this material power had disappeared. But still, after that, he was morose because he had this desire for material stuff, desire to be with Krishna. So I don't understand if the Lord transformed his consciousness by his presence and by his touching his body with the transcendental, completely pure spiritual consciousness, why would he feel still something that he wasn't happy afterwards?
I'm just looking at that and trying to see.
I
I
was
sort
trying
of like to
know the verse.
see what the Sanskrit is.
Mm.
Anyway, well, part of it, I suppose he had mixed feelings, right?
Yes.
We all know what it's like to have mixed feelings about situations and people, isn't it?
Yes.
So Dhruva is, I guess, no exception. Certainly he was feeling regret and some embarrassment, wasn't it? That what was his aspiration? Now the Lord has appeared. And
Yes.
the famous verse about that, I was searching for broken glass. That's not the Bhagavatam. That's, what is it? It's another verse, another source. So, but you're saying it mentions that he still wanted revenge against his stepmother?
Not that he wanted the revenge, but because of his desire to have revenge in the first place, what got him to the forest to do the meditation. He was sort of ashamed of having that desire in the first place after seeing Lord Vishnu. So maybe Lord Vishnu didn't clear that out. Maybe he just left him to reflect on it or something. I don't know. It's not that I'm nitpicking, but I had in my mind, there's the Lord, there is Dhruva Maharaj, all solved. Nothing else left. Just
sort of wipe the slate clean.
Yes.
Nothing there except this.
Except this love for
yeah. Apparently not.
Apparently not. Yes. Yes.
There's if we think about Narada's darshan in the first canto, he sees the Lord, and then the Lord disappeared. He says, now you've seen me as much as you're going to see in this life. And then he disappears, suggesting that he still has some work to do, some more purification.
That's what I was thinking, that maybe Lord Vishnu left this to Dhruva, that sort of feeling, because he didn't have a right desire in the first place.
Say again?
My understanding was that maybe Lord Vishnu left Dhruva with that feeling of that desiring a wrong thing, even though he was in Kshatriya, he was born a Kshatriya, so he couldn't help his nature. He had that nature of Kshatriya to go for what he wanted.
Yeah, in that sense, we might want to say, in a more technical side, that he left him with his vasana. Vasana is a kind of deeper level of desire, which in the Buddhist tradition, it's compared to, well, fragrance is a positive word, but the smell of something, the
flavor,
odor of something. It's kind of invisible, but it's there, and it's still propelling one in a certain direction, even if more immediate desires are dispelled.
Oh, I understand now. The Lord Vishnu left it with him so he can remember that, so to never have that desire again, but to go deeper and desire for right thing. Yes. Well, thank you so much, Gurma.
That's another, yeah, I don't feel like my answer is very definitive, but I think at this time of day, we'll leave it at that. And I know some others of you have comments and questions, for which I would suggest we can do some more Q&A next Saturday. I'm just looking at the calendar. Yes, next Saturday should be possible. The Saturday after next, I have something else I have an online speaking engagement for the deity worship ministry. But next week. So on that note, I will say thank you all very much indeed. Thank you for joining us, and have a great week of Krishna, 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 hey, and Jaya, 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 Haridas. And keep well, and keep swell, keep sane. What's that? Something I missed. Something in the background. Okay. Keep well and chant and be happy. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Jai Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna. Jai Jagannath.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Bol.
Hare Bol.